What is it? Having a preference towards one but not the other.
Like favoring one over the other.
A preference for one group of people over another group of people for no other external reasons.
Right.
Like they're judging people based on different factors like religion or race or gender.
Maybe like being judged on like your race or like what you wear and stuff like that.
If somebody has a car that isn't super nice or it's like old or whatever, I've seen people kind of like make fun of their car or like them or say something mean about it or something.
It happens in like when some people are more popular because they have more money, so they're seen as fitting in more, and some people can't because of their economic standpoint in life, so it's like they're seen as lesser human beings. Like things that are considered in right now, some people can't afford, so they're not seen as in style, so they may not have as big a
I
friend.
don't know, like I've seen people talking about, oh my god, those knockoff shoes, I wonder how much money they make and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Like they judge based on what clothes and car they drive.
Exactly.
And whether or not they get free lunch or not, it's just not cool.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a right thing to do.
Someone has like higher end brands and stuff than just generic brands, and just like judging on how much something costs.
Definitely, I think people get judged all the time for it. Like the different clothes we wear, like some people wear name brands, other people don't, and if you don't, I feel like you are judged more, and like people kind of like shame on you.
The higher up thinking that, oh, this is great, thinking that they can pick on some of the lower kids simply because they have more money. I mean, there are plenty of quote-unquote rich people in this area that think that they're just above the law and that they're, because they can afford better things, that they can harp on those who don't. And I've seen it.
Certain kids not being able to participate in events that require money just because their families might not be as well off for things that they cannot control.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like you see like the people with like the Michael Kors watches, like they all hang with each other, or the people with you know, the people who probably don't have like the in clothes, you know, like they pretty much just like probably excluding somebody from the group just because they don't have like that money to buy like the cool clothes that are in.
They can get, you know, ragged on for not having the more expensive clothing, or when they go to like prom or something, not having as good of a dress or having to borrow a dress. I think it's, you know, it's not good for them to be like bullied just because they can't afford something like that. Probably you can hear people talking about like, oh man, this person doesn't have like a phone, or they don't have this good clothing or anything like that.
Yeah.
I don't feel as though it's as deliberate as a hate crime because it's more related to inert, like underlying biases than direct confrontational biases. So it's harder to kind of punish people for like feeding into it because they probably don't know it's there. You don't know people's situations, and you don't know if they don't have the money or resources available to them at home that you might.
If you can't change something, you shouldn't be made fun of for it.
Oh no, absolutely. Well, I mean, they can get a job, but I know that some students are actually working their butts off at their own jobs just to support their own family. like everybody always hears like money's not an object, but it's like those are just words until somebody puts that into like into context, you know?
Absolutely not. Like, they can't help how much money they have, especially if it's from their parents. It's like, we're in high school. People aren't going to be making millions. It probably really hurts them because they know they can't help it and it's nothing they can do. It's just like how mean people can be.
It's not necessarily something that they can control, especially at this age, because we're not out in the world, we're not making money, we're not doing day-to-day 9-to-5s.
No, it's something you're kind of born with. It's not something you can affect or do anything about. You're just stuck with it.
Yeah, because I've always felt like, you know, like my friends are always like, they're like I said with the clothes, they're always buying clothes from American Eagle and stuff, and all my friends had these all really cool clothes, and I felt that if I had to be a part of them and still hang out with them, I had to look like, you had to look the part as well in order to still be within that friend group, and it was sort of like a psychological thing. Like, it wasn't an upfront thing, but yeah, I'd say that's sort of being a little victimizing if people are like, oh, you can't like hang with us today, like what are you wearing, sort of thing.
Sometimes I'll feel that I am, like if I'm wearing something that doesn't look as nice, like I'll think that people are talking about it and stuff like that. But not really to like my face, like no one has come up to me and said stuff like that.
Society obviously brings down a lot of pressures, and they're silent pressures. Like, it's not anything that you can call out immediately or point fingers at.
You shouldn't have to do something different than someone else to be treated the same way. You shouldn't have to go the extra mile to be treated the same as someone else.
I mean, you are who you are, and your social class or whatever, your financial class, shouldn't be a definitive of who you are, because you are so much more than that. You are so much more than how much your family makes. Because I know some really great people that don't live in the highest of classes.